Are you using the wrong strategy, the wrong plan for training, or in the reality, the problem is your discipline? Is that you are not disciplined enough? In many occasions, when we are not able to train properly 3 times a week, every day, doesn't matter. In many occasions, we think that the problem is lack of discipline. But we need to keep something in mind that if you don't have a good strategy, a good plan to develop yourself in training, if your strategy is to do dumb things, then what's the benefits of being disciplined? If you are being disciplined to do the wrong things, each one of us has his own reality. I train in different times, in different hours, in different phases of my life. For example, now I've been training twice a day, early in the morning and in the afternoon, approximately 2 hours a day. But I can't do this now. When I was young, when I was 20 years old, I was training only once a day. And in certain moments, I wasn't training because at that moment of my life, other things were more important for me. I was working a lot, trying to put together uh, um, my real estate portfolio. I was managing to be more comfortable when I was a little older. Now I am a little older. I am 47 and I am more comfortable. The plan was okay. And now I've been training twice a day. For example, when my daughters were very young, I was training much less because I need to support my daughters, my wife at the time, all of that. So we need to be disciplined, yes, because you need to keep in mind that even though um, you have a good plan, life is always going to be hard. It's always going to be difficult. You always have to deal with tiredness, difficult days, a lot of work, family problems, lots of situations. So we are going to need to be disciplined. But you have to have a good plan. Both things have need to go together. Otherwise, if your plan is stupid, you are going to do stupid things. And the chances that you are going to fail are very high. For example, imagine someone who work, who has a family, who has kids. So, a lot of compromises. And imagine this guy following a plan of a professional athlete of the Instagram. The chances that he is going to fail are high. Imagine in my case, for example, 47 years old, trying to follow a plan of a professional athlete who is 25 years old. Chances are that this is not going to happen in a good way. So we need to think about this. You need to have a plan that fits you, the right plan for you, and you need to take in consideration your entire reality. You know something? For me, this has to do especially with acknowledging the reality. How many hours you work, how many hours you spend with your family. You know, you need to put everything in the right place here. In many moments, you have to work more because you have a purpose for this. You know, in other moments, you are going to feel okay to train more because you already achieve that purpose. So now you have a calmer routine. Everything is more in place. You are living a different phase of your life. For example, I have a student in martial arts. His name is William. And his guy, now he is 25 years old, something like that. 10 years ago, he was training with me when he was 15, and he was training very hard. And he told me, Fred, I want to fight. So we established a plan so he could fight. And when he reached 18 years old, he started to fight. And he was training very hard, and he was doing okay. He fought approximately 10 fights, and he won all of them, and was very good. And he was training something around 4 hours per day. And he did that for approximately 2 years. And he even considered to become a pro. But then he got a girlfriend. He started to get some responsibility in other areas of his life. He starts to work, a lot of things. So he stopped training. He is working a lot right now. He is 25 years old now. And the other day, he was at the gym and he went to talk to me. And he was telling me, "Oh, Fred, I'm feeling bad because I'm not training." But I told him, "William, that is okay. It's the stage of life that you are living, the phase of life that you are living right now. This is natural. When I was your age, I was doing the same. I was trying to figure out what I would do with my life. I was worried about how to put things together, getting married, forming a family, a lot of situations. At a certain point, I managed to get back to training and start to train 1 hour a day. And I did that for many years. And now I am training twice a day because I've been working a lot for many years. And now I realize that I need to slow down a little and try to give value to other things, because life is not is there are other things in life other than money, other than making money. Because think about that. What good is if you make a lot of money but are not able to take advantage of it? to spend it, to have a good health, to spend the money, to travel, to do what you want to do, you know? So now I'm thinking more about that. And the fact is, you need to be in peace with the phase that you are living. That is what I tried to do with William. The way that I was talking to him was to give him peace. I was trying to tell him, "Oh man, no problem about that. You are doing the right thing for the phase that you are living right now. And I am doing the right thing for the phase that I'm living right now." So, you need to have a good plan for you because each one of us has his own reality. You need to think about that, be in peace with your reality. If you want to change something because you believe that the way that you are doing things right now, it is not the best way, then you include those changes in your plan. You know, I am my natural tendency is to be very cheap. Very, very cheap. I don't like to waste money and to spend money. I am cheap. And I remember once when I was at the grocery store, I was around, I remember the age that I was at the time. I was around 28 years old. And I was in a very better position comparing to financially, comparing to the position that I was 5 years earlier of this moment. And then at that moment at the grocery store, I remember that I thought to myself, "Oh, from now on, I'm going to not be looking to the prices of everything, checking everything to see if I can buy them, because I am in a position right now to do that. It doesn't matter anymore if I'm going to pay 100 reais, which is the money of Brazil, or 120 for the bill of the grocery store." So, same thing. I remember that I was working a lot at the construction. And I really enjoy to train martial arts because I've been doing that since I was 8 years old. And then I remember a day when I thought, "Oh, now I can get back to my training." And then I get back to the gym and I start training again. It was around the same age, same 28 years old. So this is almost 20 years ago. And you know, when I was at that moment, when I was working a lot and being cheap, buying just the essential things and not training, I was in peace with that because I realized at the time that I was doing the right thing for me at that moment and that I was doing my best. But you need to recognize in the other moments when you evolve, when you reach your goal, when you are in a different phase, when you reach a different phase, that you are living in a new place right now. And these two occasions, the occasion at the grocery store and the occasion where I get back to the gym, are two situations that I'd like to share with you, because these are two situations where I recognize that I was living a different phase and that I could do things differently. I believe that in many other situations, I didn't recognize anything, and I didn't do the best thing for me. But in these two situations, I believe that I did the right thing. All right, my friends. So, plan or discipline. We need to have both. You need to have a good plan and you need to be disciplined. Think about this. If you are disciplined, but you have a bad plan, a plan that doesn't fit you well, it's not going to be good for you. You have a high chance to fail. But if you have the best plan on earth and you are not disciplined, then you are going to fail again. So be disciplined and put together for yourself the best plan possible. All right, my friends, that is all for today. Thank you all that are watching, and I see you in the next video.